What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I am not. I cannot handle winter anymore. I don't know if this is actually. You may not be able to hear me. I'll know when the audio check comes through. Let's see. Give me a second. Hey, you can hear me. Hot damn. Okay, let's get this out of here. Um, Another storm coming through. 12 to 18 inches of snow. I'm so depressed I can't even blink. Thank you, Wired. I appreciate it. I didn't have the mic plugged in when I actually started OBS, and that has caused problems in the past, but apparently it's not a problem now. Okay, so it's been a busy week. Been quite a week. And the weekend is going to be, well, the weekend's half over, and it's doing everything. So, good God. Okay, you know what? Whenever life gets so heavy, retreat to your fun spaces, places that you find enjoyment. For me, it's a planet of sand. That sounds wonderful. Let's get right to it. I've got a problem. My problem is this. This is my Mk6 Scout Ornithopter. So when I made my first one, my Mark IV, a worm ate that one. I made my Mark V. It's sitting in a box over here actually. Oh, over here. And then I made the Mark VI. This is the original Mark VI I've made, and I've used it ever since. She has served me so well. I saw a Reddit post. I know you shouldn't be on Reddit, but I am. Where people were talking about how the Ornithopter ruins the game for you because it makes things so much easier. There are certain areas that you are going to require an Ornithopter. I mean, yeah, you can do tricky little things with your suspensor belts and your running, but like, you know, if you want to get to the top of the big thing, can I see it yet? No. The big building over there in the Moss Creed area, and you know, some of these high up spaces that have neat things, and also if you want to cross into the deep desert or the overland map, you're going to need an ornithopter of some sort. So you do have to have one. But the point they were making was that, you know, you used to get on a sand bike and you had to actually drive, and here you just go high up in the air, cut your wings, and just glide anywhere you need to go. And I can kind of understand where they're coming from with that. The Ornithopter will change your life when you're playing this game. Things that were a hassle or difficult become easier. And got some spice. It'll become far more easier. And they do have storage space, but not a huge amount of storage space, so it's enough to make things happen, but, you know, if you think that the Ornithopter's ruining it for you, you don't have to use it, you know. If you're not forced to. If you want to go to the overland map, you got to fly somehow. But other than that, if you just want to run around Haga Basin, no one's making you get in it, man. If you think this thing ruined a game, then don't use it. Simple as that. But what's the problem I have with this one? Is this right here. Boop. So I don't do the repair glitch. It's just a personal choice. If you do it, so be it. I don't like to. She's got some minor damage in some places. Hey, since I know you're in here, Wired, I wonder how I have a 91% hull. Do we know? Do we know how that happened, Wired? We got some storm damage, some combat damage. Our wings, of course, break all the time. This scan module is a champ. I found this in a box, like I think it was out in the deep desert in a treasure chest, and it was at 50% when I found it. Like, you know, you find things out in the deep desert, it'll be like a third life, a third broken, and a third permanently damaged. And this thing's a champ, man. It just does not want to go. So I'm going to respect that. But I do have an issue. I have two issues. I have many issues, but I have two issues with the ornithopter. The first and most important one is this right here. I'll tell you what, before we get too crazy with that, let me just do this real quick. And I want to make sure that we've got old girl 100% repaired, just so the numbers all match, right? Everything should be good. And a little bit there. You should be all right. That's okay. We got some wing damage, I know, not much though. So I just want to make sure they're completely 100%. And skadoosh. Okay. So now let's take a look at her again. The numbers will have changed, but ever so slightly. These are at 67, now they're at 68. Right here, this engine's at 51% fully repaired, which means 49% of it is this red line permanent damage. And from the starting point, she's a deep orange. Things in this game last quite a bit of time, even if you don't treat them properly. My personal preference is once I get to about 66%, 2/3 life, that's when I kind of take notice. I'll be like, oh, okay, we're going to have a potential problem brewing. Once something hits 50%, I really don't want to use it in the deep desert. As far as Haga Basin goes, 51% still all right. I don't have too many people that are shooting my engine. Most of this engine damage is from me flying around. But we're getting to that point where now this has become restrictive. Can it still operate? Absolutely. It can run for a long time. But the reason it concerns me is in the event that I get into some combat or, you know, get into a bit of fisticuffs with some individuals out there in the deep desert, I've already done half the damage to my engine for them. And that's no bueno, because I'm just kind of setting myself up for defeat. Not that I'm going to be 100% when I meet them, but I want to be, 90 or higher. So this engine is a bit of an issue. And my concern is my main method of transportation in this game now is making me question it. So what do we do about that? Well, I'm going to keep this, at least for a little while, probably for the rest of this stream. And then at the end, we will most likely be making a new engine. I don't plan on going into the PvP section in the Deep Desert tonight, so we're still okay. But it does also create another problem. It's already deep orange starting out, so it takes no time for that to start looking red. And all it's going to do is the time between fully repaired and needing repairs is going to keep getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, to the point where I'll get in it, fly a little bit, and then we're going to be like, dude, I got to make new. At the same time, even though this isn't so bad, I'll probably want to replace this generator just to keep these two in the same bracket. My wings are already at the point where I am not going into the deep desert with them. The PvP section of the deep desert, I'll go PvE all day long with these. Once they hit about 50, that's questionable as well. But they are albatross wings, which means they're specialty. They're going to last a little bit longer. They're a little bit more durable than regular Mk6 wings would be. But more spice, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, these are next on the horizon, and I'm gonna leave this scan module because we're gonna do a specific stream when we send this one off and let the desert retake it. Everything else is looking all right. 84% on storage is fine. My hull in the cockpit, the chassis doesn't take damage unless players are out there. But yes, so we're going to go do some things that are most likely going to drop this number. And you'll see what I mean while we go from, like, you know, a solid orange into dark orange / red very, very quickly with this thing. So, come time to do some repairs. You can see on the screen down there in the bottom, we're looking all right. Let's jump down here real quick. Not there. I have my super awesome, ginormous, why is this thing so stinking big, advanced vehicle fabricator down here. And if we go look at this, I've got another set, actually 2 sets of albatross wings, so awesome. But if we want to remake an engine and a generator, take stuffs. Stuffs that I have a bunch of, apparently. Water, yeah. Plastanium ingots, a row of the deep desert. You never have to even fight anybody. You can ride around in a buggy. It's really awesome. You can also get materials, and sometimes these things as rewards. If you're doing some of those Landsraad missions, not many, but you get like 1 or 2 of these, and usually get about 10 or 20 titanium / strontium stuff. But it's way better to go to the deep desert and get that. Cobalt paste. Been making that for quite a while over in Hager Rift. Particle capacitors. You can get these from like testing stations, and in the deep desert you can get them from testing stations. You can also get them from the overland map testing stations. These have kind of become a semi-common reward. You see why I have 18 and 1800 and I leave them laying on the ground. Complex machinery. I got tons of that, but they can be difficult to come across. Spice melange we're fine with. And then here's a neat little one. These tri-forged hydraulic pistons. Hold on. Copy is stuck to the coaster. Sorry. Any one of these things usually has some kind of a specialty item that you have to get in specific parts in specific places. And I don't know all of them by heart. I'll tell you what we can do, though. We'll drop this. Oh, you guys are looking at that. You're not supposed to see that. I guess we'll drop this for a second. Oh, see, Dune, Awakening, Tri-Forged hydraulic piston. So I don't know if this is up to date, but it says they are obtained by crafting in an advanced survival fabricator using regular hydraulic pistons, plasteel plate, and a duraluminum ingot. Found in deep desert wrecks, which are often high-risk PvP zones. And you can buy them sometimes. Got 141 of them, so we're doing all right, plus the ones I've already used to make things. But that is for the engine, and then for a generator, water, plastanium particles, cobalt, spice melange, all that stuff's still the same. But here now we've got overclocked power regulators. Those are a deep desert item. And if we were going to make some wings, we need water, plastanium, servox. So that changes, but they're all over the place. Testing stations, even in Haga Basin testing stations will have tiny amounts of these, but you get a lot of them in deep desert. Cobalt paste, spice melange. Now here's a fun one. Because they're super cool purple items, we need that spice infused plastanium dust. And keep in mind, that's for one. So if we got to make 4, we're going to need 32 of these bad boys. But then here you got industrial pumps. Industrial pumps are best gotten from the one place you can get them reliably, and that is Sentinel City. I used to hate going there because it'll always lag my game out so much. Seem to have fixed that issue with the latest sets of patches and stuff. But what about regular old wings? Yeah, just the plastanium dust is the only thing. Looks like the numbers are a little lower. 9 Servox versus 16. I wouldn't say 7 is lower, so it's more expensive. But let's say that I'm flying around, and then I'm like, dude, I need to make myself an engine. And I don't have these tri-forged hydraulic pistons. We're going to run upstairs. And we're going to head to our advanced fabricator. Advanced survival fabricator. And, excuse me, if you go to the little boxes, here you will see there we go. Boop. I know I already read this off. But you need some regular hydraulic pistons, which you can find on a lot of places. Water, duralumin ingot you make. These little bastards right here. Plasteel plates. We're going to get back to those. An overclocked regulator is a military power regulator. Plasteel plates, cobalt paste, etc. If you look through all of this stuff to make all these great and wonderful things that you're going to need for all your advanced equipment, what do you need? Well, you need water in every single one of them, and you always are going to need this plasteel plate. So where does that come from? That is a deep desert item. As you can see, I got 166 of them, but I built a bunch of stuff. But yes, plasteel plates are a very sought after resource, and that is what we are going to focus on tonight, a resource that we desperately need. I have a bunch of Landsraad tasks to do. This was actually a horrible number. I think it was like 14 yesterday. I sat down and did all but one. And then I got 5 more for today's thing. Sometimes you'll see in here, there'll be a Landsraad reward giving you some materials, but I don't think I've ever seen just plasteel plates. I've seen, like, here's plasteel composite blade parts, gun parts there. I've seen some stuff with the plasteel infusement already done, but the plasteel itself, look at that. Look at all them blade parts. It's a lot of blade parts going on today. What is going on here? Here's fluid efficient industrial pumps. Improved Holtzman actuators. Oh, Argosas. These guys are giving out 50 advanced machineries. It's kind of nice. Got to get 7,000 points. So 7 missions for these guys will get it. I got to turn that volume down. That came through. I will admit, most of the time when I'm looking at these and I'm... See, there's armor plating, 100. Most of the time when I go through this, I look at things like that 10,500, the compact compactor. Oh, cool. You know, I look for the equipment. I never really paid that much attention to these raw materials. Unfortunately, it's 10,500 and it's from Gathering, which I have sworn myself kind of off right now. But, you know, 100 plasteel composite armor plating, I help you make some vehicles. So what we're going to do tonight is, let me do this. Oop, I hit the wrong button. There we go. We're going to type in that plasteel plates. I looked this up earlier, but of course, one of the problems with this game is I guess I'm kind of alone in the content creator worlds. I'm not alone, but there aren't many of us. And a lot of the information is outdated. It's not worth it. Stumble on them doing the missions in the overland map. Pistons I've got together with slag from Tyke. Destry pumps seem to be the most rare item. Everything else you can now get from everything, but pumps is only from ships and Sentinel. Yeah. You are correct, Jiggy. So the only place to get plasteel plates, you can find them or you can trade them. I'm wondering, though, if... Let's do this. Let's go downstairs to the warehouse. And we'll come over here. There's the plates that I have. Let's find... Boop. We're going to take that. If we take that up to the old Mr. Recycler, we probably won't recycle them, but if we do that, will he give us the plasteel from it? And if so, how much? Always keep your recycler turned off. Always. That would be a no, huh? We can't even put them things in there. Overland testing stations definitely do have more than expected, I would say. Previously, it was only through Fun in the Deep Desert by doing scans, doing the shipwrecks, which could make things a little dangerous. Okay, so we can't even do that. All right. Have I ever explained why this is set up the way it is? I don't think I have. So this is an area of the base that I don't go to very often. This box is where I decided to put my spice infused item storage. That's like the, aluminum, etc. Just needed someplace. Put it over there. You can see my spice refinery hanging out there. But yeah, sitting over here all by its little self. That's like a little hangout room. Eventually, I'll have friends. But this is where I keep my recycler over here in the corner, and I always keep it off because if you don't, you're going to accidentally break things down, and don't really want to do that. These three boxes, I have the recycled output, I have safety shelf, and I have the trash bin. So the recycled output, this is all stuff that I've gotten from recycling items. I need to get all of this stuff downstairs where I keep most of the resources. You can see I've actually made some stuff that pulled from it because, none of these should be empty. Interesting. And then I have the safety shelf here. To show you why I have a safety shelf. And this is all, it's funny because this is basically...
Weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
I hate that lady sometimes. I spend a lot of time making sure I don't do something stupid. Honestly, I should just spend that time not doing stupid things, That would probably result so much better for me. I want to bring this. But yeah, it's a level 5 power pack. So is that. We're going to bring both of those. They're about half power once I repair them, but I don't really need them. I got a lot of Mark 6s that I use. But like this thing, I don't need an Adept Mala pistol. I don't need a Karpov. I don't need these. And I don't need the gear. Let me just pull this stuff over this way. That'll be good for now, right? So this is just my dump box. This is when I come back from doing testing stations, missions, running around, whatever. I just throw all that stuff in there. So these are items that I want to recycle. And what I will do, this is a holdover
A large sandstorm is approaching.
from the first days of using recycler rows, destroying stuff I shouldn't have. So I just did this. And what we do here is we come to the safety shelf. And right here is the start of where I don't, this is all the stuff I want to blow up and break. So we are going to actually transfer everything that I have on me over to the safety shelf. So the only thing I'm carrying is the gear that's equipped and stuff I want to break. And when I come over here now, I can just destroy all of this, completely free of any responsibility, care, or concern, because I've taken everything I care about and stuck it in that other box. The trash bin is actually stuff that I know I want to destroy, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. Mostly broken Mk6. Let's put that over there. I'll show you why we're going to break batteries. Batteries are a cool thing to break.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is
Game's about to get upset because we got a sandstorm. See what I mean? Okay. And then, come on, let me in. Let me in. There we go. Finally. Okay, I always leave it off. That way I don't ever accidentally click on it and do something. So now it's powered up. We don't have anything that we don't care about. I'm free to just tap, 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 tap and make it go away. The cool thing about breaking down a battery, this one, the Power Pack 6, gives you an irradiated core. I get 4 of them actually. Let's go ahead and break that. But if I do a level 5, it's give me some irradiated slag, which I desperately need. One thing I don't like about the recycler is when you recycle items, anything that can be broken down, like particles could be down to plant fibers, they will show up again as an item that you can break, even though I'm not holding it. It's not in my inventory. It's sitting over here. So what I usually do is I start at the bottom, work my way up. So we break that, and now you can see I got a bunch of other stuff. More radiated slag. I'll take it. Mercenary helmet. Now, this armor plating is something I've gotten from it, so I know these are the only 3 items that I have left to destroy. It will change. As you can see now, it's sand trout leathers, particle capacitors, etc. So it does rotate around. But now everything there is broken. So we can go ahead and turn this bad boy back off. Go to the storage. Here's everything I got from what my actions just did. And we'll just transfer it over to ourselves. Trash bin, no. Safety shelf. Here's recycled output. And then I'll just drop these guys back in. Eventually I'll come up here and, like I said, get all of that, put it in the regular boxes. Now, once that's all done, come in here and we just pick everything back up. This will bother me because, you know, I'll get the order wrong or whatever, but it gives me something to do later. And we're on our way. So that's just something I have to do because I will break things that I don't want to break. Come on. Storm still causing problems. So yeah, that's why it sits over there all by its little lonesome. I'm back up here to get into my thopter, which is downstairs. Okay. I don't know if it's because I have so many lights, if it's these things, or if it's a change with the new patch or what, but I have experienced some stuttering. My CPU usage is 9%. That's a little high. Might be a connection issue. Could be a server issue. This might be a Funcom problem. I guess I'll have to reset my router because that's what they're going to tell me to do. You know, another option I have with my my engine problems is I could steal the ones out of this. This is my attack bird. Haven't had a reason to use it. Thought I was going to. Earlier in the week, I was like, oh, are we shooting at people? But we were not, so there she sits. But, you know. I got so many things that are so unhelpful. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to head to testing station 152. That is the electrical one. And we're going to do it on level 1. Hello? Somebody just testing out their wings? Not too smart, man. See, that's one reason why we have to take steps like we did for the recycler, because we just stopped paying attention. I am not going to stalk or intrude on that person. Now we're going to go back up and overheat again. But like I was saying, we're going to do testing 152. And we're going to do it at level 1 because that would be kind of the entry level point. Saw a person who commented that you can do the level 1 testing stations on the overland map with duraluminum gear. Maybe. Before we go too far, do we have anything here? It's going to let us do 152, 195, 36. I'm sure it's one of... Nope, I don't have it. Don't have it. I'm not interested in deleting things in order to get it, so... Wow, we were close. So we're going to do level 1, or we're going to do testing station 152. And we're going to do it at the lowest level, and I'm going to try to open up every box, every chest that I can in order to see exactly shows up in the crafter tree. No wired. No wired. You know who shot at me. So that's why my storage boxes are broken. Let's see here. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to do level 1 because that is kind of, you know, the entry point. We're looking to see. Yeah, level 1's fine. We're not trying to get gear. We're trying to get items. And forgive me, but I don't know if there's anything special in all these areas. A lot of them I just ran past. Finish my sand crawler today. Watch your solar spice video. I'm excited to try it out. Or lose it all. Hell yeah, buddy. That's what we're talking about.
Authorized visitor.
Um,
If you have reached this point, it means you have passed our checkpoints and satisfied all security.
hold on. Okay, it sucks when you lose your stuff. It's a little easier now because you've got like the scanner tool, the backup tool that you can just pop it back into existence with some damage. But it still really sucks when you lose your stuff. And if the worm eats it, you know, it's gone. Your gear's gone, and all that stuff. But don't be afraid. It's just pixels. It's just items. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. Just make them again. So play it safe and play it ultra safe. Like excessively safe, to the point where people should be pointing and laughing at you about how safe you are. And then you start getting the idea of what boundaries you can push, what envelopes you can push, and how you can make little changes and little things. But always start off ultra safe. If you're not comfortable with something, don't do it. If it doesn't look right, don't do it. Trust yourself, play extra safe, and then learn to be a little reckless. And then you'll find that happy medium. I still fight with it sometimes. There's some times where I do things that I 100% know I shouldn't have done, and I've paid some prices. Learning process. So don't be afraid if you do lose it all. You can definitely get it back. But hopefully my video helped. That is the whole reason we do them. So I'm glad to hear that, buddy. And best of luck to you. Alright, so I haven't seen any boxes up until this point. I totally pushed that button, bastard. Thank you. Alright, so this is just darts and health packs. It should be 2s, right? Wow. It's like they knew I was coming. Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't let me. Stick them over there, but whatever. Alright, let's go kill some people. Sorry, dude. You're just... you're trying to prove a point. I'm sorry you have to die for it, but... Where's your friend? I'll tell you, for my fellow rapier users, if you've given up, come back. Come back. It took me a while. But if you can, once you learn the timing of this, now we got him. Once you learn the timing of that strike, you gotta, either they gotta be running towards you, and it's actually a very close range attack. Alright, let's do it again for real, right? He's gonna come running at me, come on. And then it's over. Thank you. Normally I would pick this stuff up, but we're not going to. So there's a couple things over here, but they're just gonna be health packs. I don't think I need any of this stuff. I do not. Yeah, there's nothing else in here. So now we get to the real fun. This room I usually just run through and bypass as quickly as I can. Am I gonna make it? Sweet, look at that. Because from here, you just run up there and you do your thing, blah, 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 blah. So I would just run through this. But there are actually quite a few chests and stuff located around here. Okay, nothing too good yet. We'll go with the extra space for a 6. Just salvage metal. And once you turn this off, it stays off, so that's actually kind of nice. Alright. That scared me. I made it through, though. But yeah, it actually made me jump. Damn game. Okay. Let's get our little band. Stuck on the wall. Okay, so we got a chest in here that might hold something, and there you go. So as Jiggy said, apparently he did not lead us wrong. Not that I didn't trust you, but we do need proof. So 11. And I gotta be honest, at this point we can turn around and run the other way. We don't have to continue on. I don't know why I'm doing that, but... So even at a level 1, I don't know if the rewards are going to get even more awesome or more better. And... let's see. There is a chest in there, but I am not entirely sure how... Ooh. How does one get in there? Is it on the other side? It is. This place is a horror show.
I'm afraid I've become unpopular around here. Everyone else is positively giddy with our success so far, and I seem to be the only voice urging caution. They've taken to calling me Dr. Downer. I just keep hearing the words of my first-year planetology instructor. The freaks of cyclonic storms are the rules of cyclonic storms. There are just too many variables in a Coriolis storm, especially with the furious strength of those on Arrakis. With winds reaching up to 700 kilometers an hour, it's... well, this is just not the place to try to catch lightning in a bottle.
Okay. Dr. Downer. We're going to go in here and kill some people. Alright, you. Oh my goodness. Hey, you got stuck on you. That's done properly. And even if they aren't running towards you, you could still pull that off. Wow. The shield was down. Mm-hmm. Let's not get shocked again. Whoa, it's so bad. Yep. Okay. I don't even know what that did. There was a mission. Some overclocked power regulators. We're going to actually quit out of the game. I'm actually not hurt. That's kind of cool. What are you? 22s. Don't need. Don't need the bullet stuffs. There is, quote unquote, a secret room in here that you need to do things with. Oh. Well, I mean, it's a plasteel variant, but not the one we were technically looking for. For suspensor belts. I don't think I can get through you. People thought this was a secret door because the original time they went through, they did not have the mission that requires you to go in this area. But even if you don't have the mission, you can head in here and get the items. So I don't think there's anything else worth anything. We'll take that. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in here. I lied. Some more power regulators. Look at Jiggy pointing us the right way. Might as well grab that. We might break it down later. Why not, right? I don't think there's anything else in here, correct? Correct. Alright. So, the only thing left to do... That's the door that we came in. Nothing else here, so we're gonna kill the boss. The music. Yep. That'll tell you when you're being patrolled. Alright, this is level 1, so this guy should be quick and easy. Oh, that was a good hit. I might turn this bitch into water. Just to be that guy. We'll see. So once you get to the end here, it's in you. Might unfortunately fill up a little bit. Let's see. That's helpful. These don't have a weight, do they? Hey, we're coming out full. All right. Hello, hologram friend.
Greetings, authorized visitor.
Nope. So it took us 14 minutes. We spent a lot of time yapping and talking. We came out with a completely full inventory. One space left. That actually is pretty awesome. The whole reason we came here was for these. Sorry, I couldn't see them. So we ended up getting 22. That's not a bad haul. For what would probably take you about 10 minutes, you know. That secondary room, the one that you have to maneuver through, definitely was worth it because we did pull some good stuff in there. And even though we didn't get any from the boss, 20 plasteel plates, it's not bad. This was also nice. And we got a body to throw in the machines. Ancient ways, helpful. But yeah, it's a solid method. And also, you're going to kind of be doing these things anyway to move forward in progression for your skills and making your gear better so that you can get the little number 2s and 1s and everything over your ungraded gear. So along the way, you're going to kind of be fulfilling this quest as you're fulfilling the other one. So not too bad. Now, what we have to do is we have to go back, drop all that stuff off, and then, even though I said I wasn't going to, we're going to head out into the deep desert. The overland map causes some problems. What server do I play on? Are you talking to me or talking to somebody else? King Buddha. Genki, hey, what's up? Glad it helps, dude. Which one specific? Gotta see if, I don't know if overland travel ruins your gear. I don't think it does. We had steak and potatoes for dinner, and cooking ran a little bit behind. So we had a little bit of issues, and that is what caused the delay for getting on. So, yes, I am a horrible person because I defied my scheduled time frame in order to stick food in my pie hole. I apologize. Good Lord. Alright, let's go to the dump box. And let's drop all this stuff except for that. Do I have fuel for this? Not really. We're going to cruise around the deep desert. We're going to need to bring a lot more fuel than just that. That should work. Alright, my engine's dead at 50. There is no way overland travel has an effect on it. It's not like you're there for long anyway. I think 2 cats. Yep, 2 cats. Mrs. Rabbit is home, so she is entertaining Mr. Eli. I got spicy with a short over that. I don't need to be starting fights. Oh, really? Oh, very good. Yeah, I fired that duraluminum plastadium video off pretty quick. It does leave some more things to be covered. You know, as far as spice goes, how to get that, and what you want to do. You know, once you're actually authoritatively into plastanium, but that's one thing I really miss. Going from like copper to iron and to aluminum, it had its struggles, but going from duraluminum to plastanium was like that was the big leagues. You know, that was where I felt like I was accomplishing stuff in the game. A lot of my time right now is kept just keeping the machine running. But back then I was really building the machine, and that was an awesome feeling. I do miss it. Not enough to start over. I mean, I went down 1%, but I'm sure that was the 1% flying over that. Okay, so why are we here? Well, we are here because we are here because we have a completely empty ornithopter and a mostly empty me, except for fuel. And what I want to do is I want to put that on my compact compactor. Don't really need this. Doesn't need to be that one. I just don't have another one. I've kind of fully graduated to those. But you could use any compactor, even like one of the early, like the stick one or the industrial or the omni direction or omnistatic. Could use any one of them, really. But we are out here to actually make use of that silly old scanner that just won't die. We're going to see if we can break that bad boy tonight. Let's put some fuel. Killed my small fuel. This might kill my big... Nope. Still got a little bit left in that bad boy. So you'll notice down the bottom of the screen I've got that little C thing. That is the scanner that I have. And it doesn't look like it does anything. That's because I'm so high up. That is what it actually does. It scans the area around you for resource nodes, items of importance, such as here you see we've got several fuel cells, some salvage metal. We actually have some ores here and some strontium in the background, but I'm not going to actually capture anything. But once you scan it like that, you'll see these little things appear, these little dots. It's actually kind of hard to see. A little dot right there. And that's just basically, oh, there you go, I get close enough to this one. This one's saying salvage metal, this one's saying that there's fuel cells here. There you'll see. So that's what the scanner is really good for. But what we're going to do is we're going to head out here into the deep desert. Now, as long as you don't go past E, halfway through E is PvP territory. I've seen it claimed that there is better stuff out there. I can neither confirm or deny that. I can state that my own personal experience has not been the case that there was super awesome stuff in the PvP section. I have never gotten any super awesome stuff out of the PvP zones while running this little scan. If you have, by all means, pipe up. But I can neither confirm or deny. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and do some near as possible, some nap of the earth flying. And we're just basically running this scanner and we're looking for some dots to show up. They can be a little difficult to see. Especially during the day. Okay. So I've got one right there. And when you come up to it, it's just a little square. Oh, that's rocks. Okay. So what you want to do is scan it. Up. Scan it once you identify it. And it comes up with the top hat going up. I don't know. We are going to switch to our compactor. And we're going to hit it. And nothing's happening. I don't think we were quite in the right spot. I think we're doing it right there. So we're going to hit it. Boop. Little box pops up. And there's goodies in the box. We got some money. Opifire gems, which I don't know if they're useful anymore. Got some plasteel gun parts. Some duraluminum ingots. I don't want them pants. Go grab all that stuff. Be careful because you are out in the sun, so you're dying. Usually I've found that when you find one, there will be multiples in this area. So we should be able to find more. Have I lied? I may have lied. Would appear as though I'm a dirty, filthy liar. Alright, well, we were heading due north, so let's see. There's one right over here. They're hard to see. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. You can see it now, though. Thank you. Okay. 5 coins, some more Opifire gems, and duraluminum. This is treasure hunting. This is not the most exciting thing to do in this game. But it is relatively safe. You do have to make sure that when you're doing this, that you don't set yourself up to be killed by a worm. That is possible. It's highly doubted that you'll be able to summon him yourself by doing this. But he could come popping up just because he's angry in general. Again with the leaving. I don't think this one was alone. So I'm getting plasteel armor stuff. Not the most exciting thing to do. However, there is the potential of getting rewarded by some things that you need. And it is a very low danger type of activity. There's an achievement for finding some of this stuff. So you'll need to do it at least a little bit. There's one right up here, isn't there? So we're in the D section. We'll see if stuff starts getting a little better. I'm full up. This will happen very quickly. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to take some of your items from one spot to the other. That Thopter up there making a hell. So what you want to do is look at what you've got a majority of and what the weight is. Get your heavier items, although we're not in such a bad spot. I wouldn't move this because you're going to get more of them, you know, so this is a very high concentration type item. Let's move the fuel cells over. That will definitely help. And we've been on the ground for far too long. Although, like I said, it's very hard to summon a worm by doing this, but somebody else could be doing something silly and you get caught up in it. So, sun's getting awful low, which is good, because it'll make this task a little more easy. Did I say that properly? A little easier? A little less difficult? Mainly because you'll be able to see better. So when this happens, this is actually showing up resources. So it's picking up the plant fiber, some strabidium, yeah. Because there's so many of these things, very, very unlikely that you're going to find a buried treasure in this stuff. Look at all those resources. See how much better it is at night? Okay, so here's something. This little guy all the way over here. That's not a mineral or a node or anything of any kind, so that was a piece of treasure. So let's go out here. I personally don't like doing this. Like I said, I've never really gotten anything super awesome out of here. Mark IV buggy booster. And from what I experienced going into the deep desert, really didn't make life that much more exciting. I know I said not to transfer them, but there's a reason I'm doing it. Uh, 7.2, that's a big one. We got a spice bloom, ladies and gentlemen. I can sit here and hover all day long in the deep desert like this, in the PBE zones. Nobody can really mess with me, there's no point. Can't believe that's only one volume. Okay. So we're going to head north. If you hit T, sorry, it's actually bringing up on its own, but if you hit T, it brings up your location, which is Sector E. Come on, man. Sector E8, and it shows you what time of day it is and the heat level. The time of day is what I was kind of worrying about, but now I'm in Sector E. This is the halfway... This is the zone that half of it's in PvE, the other half is in PvP. So now we're attackable in our beat up Ornithopter. I am risking my life, my gear, and my equipment for buried treasure. Let's get down to the point where we can actually start scanning. Alright, so in this sector we can get attacked. So you want to make sure that you peek around, because inside your ship you're safe. You're not safe, but you're safe. You can be killed inside your ship, but it will take a lot longer to kill you outside of your ship. So we definitely do not want to jump out when there's peoples around. The other thing we don't want to do is we don't want to put our shield up, because that will make the worms very upset. So our goal will be to... where'd you go? Our goal will be to hit this spot as soon as I find it again. Right here. We want to jump out and hit that and then get right back in real quick. So, what I'm going to do, we're going to get a good solid scan on it. We'll drop out, hit it, let's look around, don't see anybody. Box pops up. We'll grab it. And we'll worry about what's in it later. I did see some flower sand, which was funny. I'll tell you what, we'll hear rockets. That was in there. We got some flower sand, which was nice. Not so sure that there was anything too super exciting in there. I don't know about you. For the risk. And we're in G. So there's only 2 more sectors north that would give us better gear. Or better drops. Alright, so I'm going to take this one because this is nice in the little cubby. And if somebody hasn't seen me now, they won't see me at all. It's also a problem because I can't see them. Couldn't get it because I landed on it. I got up and damn near landed on it again. Some gold. Those are new. I'm just checking. This is how you get killed out here. Where I'm like, okay, let me just see what the next one has, what the next one has, what the next one has. And then I'm getting so focused on collecting these silly items out here in the sand that I don't see somebody coming up behind me, or I don't hear them. You'll notice the last time I looked around a whole bunch because I heard something. It ended up being nothing. I don't know if it was sound or wind or just music or whatever, but I didn't like it. So we stayed in the ship, we looked around, ended up not seeing anything. We're doing the same thing now. And then we'll drive on. I don't need to watch the sand to know that little box is going to pop out. Got some spice sand, huh? Dangerous, 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 dangerous. There's actually some decent stuff in there. Problem is, we're kind of full of junk. And this is not a good place to be hiding in your inventory. Or hitting the wrong button. What I will do, though, is I will go through here and we will drop all the stuff that I don't think I care about or need and sacrifice that for other stuff that I think is going to be better. Got a leader jump from somebody. That's good enough for right now. Okay. Also, what you'll want to do is when you come up to here, hit F. That way, if there's anything in there, it'll transfer over. That'll help your inventory stay a little bit cleaner while you're doing this. Alright. Be a wing and a prayer if it actually showed up there. I got too far away and ran off. Thank you. Kind of miss the days when you would come out on top of your craft. I can live without that. So this is treasure hunting, which I've never really had a whole lot of luck. I've seen posts where people have said, oh, I got a full buggy and I got this and I got awesome stuff. Maybe. I've not been my experience. If you have, speak up, because I've never gotten really anything good. It was the only place to get Opa Fire gems. That used to matter back when we had to donate them. But now we don't do it anymore. I have not, for this week, because I didn't actually expect to be out here, checked to see what caves and what location we've got. Which one is that? There's a rare loot cave. And that's going to be in right on the edge of B8. Let's go check that out. So we're going to bring up our map. It's actually C. Right around in here, probably. just coarse a little bit. We might have to do some searching around. The deep desert's quiet lately. At least on my server it is. Doesn't mean it's going to be on yours. And I would advise you that you would definitely need to be careful if you're heading out here. But we're going to try that loot cave because the caves and shipwrecks out here can also have plasteel plates. Crossing the line back into PvP, PvE area, so we don't have to worry about getting hurt. It was a weird sound. Where are we at? D8. Okay. What's up, Tiger Stripe? Got your carrier and your sandcrawler? Awesome job, buddy. Ouch. Ugh. I saw a discussion where people brought up and they wanted to know if sandcrawlers could do flower sand. And I thought at the time, I was like, that's actually a good idea. I don't know if it is, though. It's going to kind of make silicone blocks useless. We can gather that much flower sand. I'd rather see it stay. I mean, technically they can do whatever they want, and I have to deal with it, so I just wouldn't use it. Look, spice. I'm gonna say, I don't think they could build that close. So that cave can't be on this island. I know I'm not quite there yet, but still. Your base is terrible. It's not. I'm not that kind of person. Does it work? Does it work for you? Then it's awesome. If it doesn't work for you, then it's terrible. But fix it. Alright, let's see where the cave is today. Is it in this area? So I don't know if you saw that, but I did. The door is flashing. So it's right here. There you go. See it? So that's where we want to go. Fortunately, I like to go into these things and just kind of run through, stab everybody, and or not even stab anybody. Just run through and grab the chest and roll. But we might actually have to fight.
There's someone here.
Yep, it's me. I'm here. I heard another voice. Where you at? Alright, so this, I don't know if this is the right cave. I don't think it is. I think we're in a smaller cave. Let us once again take a look at the map here. It's right on the border. This is dangerous, by the way, because you gotta be careful because they respawn. This is a forgotten cave. All right. It's one of the small time caves. Why is it just now giving me that? I actually don't need any of that stuff. Is it not working? Is it not right? Waiting to get shot at. Nope, it says it is. Which one's that, by the way? The yellow bunker. Not too thrilled with that. Look behind you to send the ramp. Okay, what have you got in here? Nothing really good. Probably take those because I have a... Alright, we're dropping stuff. I don't need you. I definitely don't need you. We can drop flower sand. I'm dropping carbide parts. I don't need those. I don't need those either. I don't honestly know if I need any of these, but... feel bad leaving that. Alright. So that's what's sneaky about it, huh? The little clove right up there. Clove right up there. So yeah, when you're going up this hill, this ramp, and you're going over here crying about how you're not getting any good stuff, it's right back there. Sneaky little monkeys. Always remember, this game is multi-dimensional. It is not just an up and down world, or front and back world. Unfortunately, we got to wait for that chest to respawn in order to see if it spawns with some plasteel plates in it. And that's going to take way longer than we've got for the rest of this stream. So... whoa, okay. We have the next option, which would be a shipwreck. That is in D6. So D is here and 6 is this way. So let's just set it for there and we'll... that's one good thing about shipwrecks. They're hard to miss. Which one is it? I say that like I know. Like it's going to matter to me. It's the walkway. Spice. Oh, okay. It didn't look this far on the map. Might as well drink some water while we're cruising along. If you look to your right, you will see sand. Would not mind seeing a crash ship come down out of the sky. Not a big fan of stumbling across them and taking stuff from them, because I don't know how long it's been there. I don't know how irritated the worm is. Looks like off to our right. That's what we're looking for. Now, the thing you've got to understand about shipwrecks is even in the PvE section, what you're seeing above is going to happen. And this is a PvP zone, even though it's in the PvE section. And this is also a popular place for people to kind of hang out and try to ambush you. Is there stuff in there? Yes, there's good stuff in there. Is it worth it? I don't know. Testing stations in the PvP section are going to be more of a draw for somebody, but if you go in there, you don't know what's going to happen. With the backup... Okay, sir. Why is he coming out? I don't know. It wasn't us. I don't see anything down here unless he ate a ship that was behind us that we didn't see. There is spice right here. Might be easier for me to see than you. Might be easier for me to see than you, but there is some spice. Looks to have been on this hillside. Let's go see if somebody's there. Looks like it was a medium field that somebody was running a crawler across. You're not going to be able to do those kind of patterns with a compactor. I guess you could, but man, that would just be silliness. It's very strange that we got a worm surfacing, we got some stuff happening, and we got a partially taken spice field. Came right up behind us. So there is somebody about. Enter at your own risk. If it's worth it for you, go for it. Honestly, with Jiggy's advice of doing the testing stations, that honestly is going to get you enough plasteel. And you're going to have to do it anyway. Jiggy, if you're still on, do the other testing stations do the same thing? And keep in mind, that's new content. So prior to this, the way you've seen us going around, we haven't gotten very much of that plasteel plate. That ship would have more than anything else. Testing stations out here would have it as well. Not a whole lot, but... Yep. So any one of the testing stations will get you plasteel plates. And to be honest, Jiggy, did you see an increase in the quantities going up on higher levels? I've only been up to like level 6, I think, is the most I've done, so I didn't see whether or not it was... So you think it does go up? Well, you ran the hell out of that 152. So I don't know if it increased. I guess I could go do it. We're definitely heading out. Where in the hell am I, by the way? Forgot how lonely it could get out here. I just became painfully aware that I just hadn't talked in a long time. I was literally just flying along listening to the wind go past. All the small caves in here give you like thermo coolers, and they're usually pretty easy. See if we can find one. There one where all this nonsense is? There's a whole lot of effort, man. Hmm. We just happened to come up on Imperial Testing Station number 93. This is a shield wall testing station, so rewards will be semi-questionable. testing stations are testing stations, but a lot of poison in this one. Did not know there was a chain gunner. You're so dead, buddy. These are Atreides guides, I believe, because he said for the Red Duke and then tried to stab me. Tried to shoot me. Which means if you're a Harco, this is a great place to go to kill enemy faction people. Something I unfortunately have to do, but don't get too many oh, sorry buddy, my lunging stab is pretty good. I mean, to be fair, I would be fine not fighting. We don't have to do it this way. I am. Where are you? You're up there? Oh, we got... Where are you? Took a little extra long to kill him. We'll take that. And of course, we're always good for money, right? And... Oh, somebody throwing grenades at me. 30 intel points. I'll take that. Cope. I don't want those anymore. Go ahead and let some spice sand hit the ground. It's not like it's the coolest thing in the universe, right? That's pretty easy. Yeah, thermoelectric coolers and some money. Money, money, money. I'll take it. Did I not pick up the band? I just saw it. Okay. In my head, I did grab it. Well, that is short, sweet, and to the point, and as you can see, did not result in us getting anything that we really would want. To get some intel points, that's not a bad thing. Intel points are for researching items. You're only going to get so many out of Haga. And again, this is the A row, the very beginning. Testing stations, they're no good. Well, it's not that they're no good, it's just they aren't the most lucrative things. But if you do the small caves as well, you'll get more of those thermoelectric coolers. They can come in handy. But we're going to leave here. This is another shipwreck. But now with the inclusion of the wreck of the Xenophone, with the deep desert or the overland testing stations, especially being on the current loop of things you got to do, seems to be your best bet. I don't know if it is an Explorer pack, Jiggy. Explorer perk, I'm sorry. I'm completely unsure. So we're pretty full up on inventory items. So we need to head back and drop this stuff off. Then we need to reassess what our Thopter looks like and how we're doing with our components. All the plasteel plates we got were from 152, testing station on the overland map. So it seems as though the deep desert, you got to go to dangerous places to get the real rewards. I don't know if it's worth it to do. I mean, before you had no choice. Because there were no overland testing stations. That is new with Chapter 3. Since you have to do it. Seems like that's the best way right now. It's along your current... Oh, that's right. I stuck them in the... We'll worry about that in a second. I was trying to refuel. And can't because I put all the fuel cells in the actual vehicle storage. Oh, came in a little too high. I'll tell you what, we're going to do this. And we'll do the dump box first. We got a decent array of items. And some of them are some of the more advanced items. We did get some plasteel infused things. Yeah. Oh, we gotta stick that guy in something. Honestly, it was nice getting 22 out of testing station 152 on the overland map. Everything else just gave us other stuff that we might need down the road somewhere. I know these electric coolers do come in as far as vehicles and weapons go. You do need some of those parts. You'll need ballistic weave for armor and still suits. Or improved water tubing. That's for advanced still suits, some of the better versions. So you are getting a lot of, decent materials and some tier 6 materials. But as far as the one thing that we really wanted to get, um, just follow your path going along with the testing stations. 22, and we did it in one run. We took 14 minutes and we were messing around. You could probably shave that down to 10 if you really wanted to. And you could go faster or go higher levels as well if you're up for the fight. And that's progression. You'll start getting better other pieces of equipment. So for anybody that's asking, where do you get plasteel plates right now? Overland testing stations. Seems to be the best one, but you're going to spend a little bit of time there going and checking every box till you get used to it. I don't think we picked up too many in the spare boxes. They were the larger ones that we found these in. That's that. Want to talk real quick about, not that, this. So I said I was going to work on doing more exploration, and we are currently level 26, so I was a man of my word. We have put a ton of effort into 26. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. That's my combat. 14. I'm not a man of my word. I am, but I'm not. Level 14. I have purchased everything in here, but keep in mind I was level 1 when we first started, barely into 2. So most of what I did this week, as far as Landsraad activities went directly into exploration. I did do some into combat. Wanted to get the extra health. Can't be doing this, man. Fortunately, though, combat is going to be all skill points and not many. I am level 26. It's going to be level 36 before I see anything that's not damage mitigation related as we go up normally, and skill points. I'm not talking bad about skill points, but man, like, come on, guys. And then once we pick up stamina, it's even worse. We got to go to 56 before we see a health increase. So I need 10 levels to get there. And then it'll be 30 levels to get to that. 40. Then I get a cool hood. Or helm variant, I guess. 77, we get another jump in health. But yeah, it looks like combat's going to just give me skill points and damage mitigation. I honestly like the damage mitigation a little more than the skill points. Skill points are good, but not. I think the bonuses we're going to be picking up as we continue with our exploration tab. It's going to be a lot better for us. Seems like 20 in each one of these skills, skill trees, is a good place to stop and reevaluate. Once you get to 20, you picked up at least one of all the possible bonuses, it seems. And a pretty good feel for what's going to happen as you progress, because you're going to start seeing them repeat. You get a decent increase in these little backpedal ones, like the backpack volume, damage mitigation for combat, damage to stagger, your mining yield and your static compactor yields, and durability. The ones I think that are most important there is damage mitigation, and then of course extra volume so you could carry more stuff. We did make use of some of that tonight. I'm up to quite a bit more. 200 used to be like 175, so that's great. I would love to get another row, but we've got some time before that happens. So I am going to continue to work on both of these two. This one, like I said, I'm not ignoring it, but we're holding off for just a second. And I want to get this as high as I can. If I can get to level 20 to where I get that additional vehicle speed, then we can start seeing where we want to put more points. But yeah, so far it's been pretty good. Whether the fuel efficiency, I don't even really notice it. A +5 isn't very much. I haven't let myself get hit by sandstorms. Um, I guess. That's not what we're looking at. Vehicle boost health. Oh, my headset died. Somebody said there's an inventory bug, and if you're progressing exploration, you need to drag and drop quest items to reclaim the new slots. I saw something about that to where actually a person in our clan, our guild, has an issue where they've lost slots for what they can do. I have not. I have not been afflicted by that. I still have all 3 of my slots open. But yeah, Kira, I saw that where that's occurred. Hopefully they can fix that. Seems like it's small. People complain about Funcom, and maybe they've got issues that I don't know about, but from what I've seen, they are very responsive, which is good. They screw something up, they need to fix it. They're never going to let me do anything with them, and I guess that's a good thing. But Bungie was terrible about fixing things. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember there was a vest piece. Yes? Should I not be complaining about Bungie stuff? You want your time to shine? This is Oliver. Can you see Oliver? Barely. This is Oliver. He is not a friendly cat. So the fact that he's letting me pet him is incredible. If I try to pick him up, he will not agree with that. He might let it happen. But he is an angry kitty, aren't you? You are always an angry kitty with the broken purr. He purrs very strangely. He also snores when he's sleeping. He is the brother of Pickle, who you've seen constantly. And he likes to pee on things, which gets him in trouble all the time. Right? Thank you for visiting. Put you back over there. You coming back? What are you doing? I'm trying to talk to the people about Dune stuff. Okay. Yeah, I don't even remember what I was talking about. I got lost by the fact that the cat that normally hates everybody doesn't hate me right now. Of course, he probably just wants to get out of this room, and he knows I'm the only one that can open the door and let him out. Oh yeah, Funcom. Talking about Destiny, they had a vest for the hunter, and people found out that if you put Quiver on and were using this vest, you could get infinite supers. And people would run around in PvP in the Crucible. Just they'd get their super once, and then it would just never end. It just kept shooting arrows and shooting arrows and shooting arrows. And they didn't know what was wrong, so they went ahead and just shut it off for weeks and weeks while they tried to figure out what was going on. So they shut off that exotic vest armor piece because they couldn't understand how it broke it. So to see that, I've seen things here that they put out in the patches, and within 24 hours they've got a patch going in, like an update to fix the issue. So hopefully they can get this hopefully they can do what they need to. So we'll have to see. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a night here. We just did hit the 2-hour mark. So appreciate you stopping by. I promise I will get the videos out. It's been a bad week, and like I said, don't expect anything tomorrow. Monday's going to be kind of questionable. I think the snow will be over. It's supposed to start tomorrow morning towards noon. Programming's hard when you're working with spaghetti. Yep. Uh, but it's supposed to start tomorrow late morning and snow all day and then all night and then into Monday as well until like noonish or something like that. It changes every time you look at it. But so I might be out in it that entire time. It's good for the paychecks, but it makes me a very sad panda. So, but we'll have to see. I will keep you guys posted though. If we aren't going to be on Monday, then I'll probably do something Tuesday. Unless Tuesday's horrible as well, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm halfway through the voiceover of the one video, and I'm almost ready for voiceover on the second one. So as long as the throat holds steady, we'll be in good shape. But anyway, I'm going to call it there. I'm going to go put this douchebag of a planetologist in my box of bodies. Do I have room? I don't have room in either one. I'm not getting rid of it. I earned that guy. So we'll just stick this over here in the blood supply box, which doesn't have anything. And he can sit there and stew about things and try to make better choices. Should make a box of just him. Just keep going into that 152 and killing him and bringing him in. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me tonight. Appreciate all the stop by. Like, subscribe, share. All those things are great. I greatly appreciate all the support I get. It's been amazing. And I hope I can continue to show you interesting things, make you laugh, or whatever. But on that note, we're going to say goodnight. So as always, I will see you out there. Take care.